So last year I went to Miami for a week, basically for free, and this is how I did it. So my friend had told me that one of her friends likes to house sit for people when she goes abroad to Europe. And the platform she used is called Trusted House Sitters, where basically you get to go on vacation, stay there for free, and watch over someone's pets and home. So I live in Chicago, so I was quite apprehensive to just go to Miami in the middle of March by myself on an app that I had never used before. But I'm like, negative 10 degrees or 85 degrees, let's take the risk. Not to mention that I also had no clue who these people were until I followed these steps. I read through this person's profile in Florida, read through the responsibilities, what they were looking for, and a house sitter, and then I applied. And this is exactly what I wrote in my application. And trigger warning, it is pretty long. Feel free to pause the screen if you'd like, but here's the first section, second section, and her response. So what was great right off the bat was the response back was really thoughtful, personal. So I was like, okay, good vibes already. And the FaceTime immediately. Like, hey, let's hop on a FaceTime to meet each other, get to know each other, which was super reassuring. So basically got on the FaceTime. I found out they actually are from the Midwest originally, which made me feel really great because I'm from the Midwest. I grew up in Iowa. They grew up in Michigan. They lived in Chicago. I then lived in Chicago. And they just happened to have a place in Florida. So everything in the world was connecting. And after that FaceTime, they had said, hey, we were choosing between you and another applicant, and we choose you. So what did I do? I hopped on a super cheap flight to Miami. And they literally were like, Shelby, we can pick you up from the airport. I'm like, okay, let's do it. They picked me up from the airport. They showed me around their house. They had me meet the dogs. And I just found out that day that they said that I can drive their Jeep the whole time I'm there. So no Ubering. And I basically get to drive around Florida as much as I want, which was amazing. And they filled it up with gas, So let's talk about where I actually was. So here's a video of the backyard that I was staying at. Beautiful outdoor space, and I worked from home. There's the hot tub that was right on the property that I stayed in. And there's the house in the background. And here's me in downtown Miami, just chilling and vibing. And then here's me finessing my way on a boat. And then exploring Lake Havana. And then me absolutely enjoying my life. Some rooftop bar I went to in Miami. And then the most important thing, one of the pups that I got to watch. And I actually sent this picture to the lady I was house sitting for just to show that her dogs were taken care of. So to summarize, I spent probably $100 round trip on the flight. And then after that, I got to stay in Miami for free for 1 week. I got to drive a vehicle for free the whole time. So the only thing I was paying for was any excursions or food that I was buying, which is actually insane to me. So sign up now. If you have more questions, drop them in the comments. I never do that. I'm not blowing kisses ever again.